Listener discretion is advised. Possibly offensive conversations.
Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it.
Oh, anyways, and the high will be 50 degrees and the low will be 38. Like,
Yeah.
we're in a warm streak now. We're in a warm streak.
Yeah, you're just getting there, but everything's still going to melt and freeze and melt and freeze and melt and freeze until that point, which means you're going to lose most of it before that, but in a controlled setting.
I hope so. Everybody is hoping that as well, because the last time that we had this and everything melted all at once, it flooded out a few different places.
Oh, well, it happens. We deal with it every year. There's
Remember
flooding
a few
across
years
the
back
board.
when-
You mean when it took out 29?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't
Yeah.
snow. It was just rain, I think. But,
It was a combination of melt off and rain.
I thought
yes.
it was just a lot of rain or something.
Oh,
No,
I
it
remember
happens
about
every couple of years.
2 years ago, I think it was, about 2 years ago, I was on I-29, and as I was driving, they closed the road off behind me, and I was wondering why. Well, as I coming back, I found out that basically it flooded on one of the downward hill slopes, and they pulled everybody off and sent them down a road that no semi should ever go down, 110, Route 110 or something like that. Yeah, worst possible place to be sent down for a frickin' semi. Part of the road is broken and fallen into pieces, and the road is so fricking narrow that all of the cars that were driving 30 to 35, maybe even slower than that, even though the speed limit says 50.
Well, that's because a lot of people in four-wheelers don't know how to drive, or they're scared and need to go to church to get rid of that fear.
Again, you got semis on this road too. The roads were narrow as heck. One even small movement too close to the right, or on at least the way I was driving, too close to the right,
oversized driver. I get it.
would throw you straight into that ditch.
I get it, but it still doesn't change the fact that they're just scared. A car is nowhere near as wide as a semi.
It wasn't even the car.
I can understand having a little bit more caution, but a car itself is what, on average, most of them are only, if you're lucky, 7 foot on a 10-foot minimum wide width of road.
Yes. Okay, so a lot of it was semi-drivers driving extremely caution because, like I said, too much on either side.
Maybe, consider get your butt out of the way before you cut back over that close to a truck that's actually loaded, before I take my 80,000-pound land missile and ram it up your ass.
Yes, Daddy. I don't like it. Talk again.
But
Dirty to me.
regardless, did you have you been passed by a prime truck yet?
No, I got passed by a f***ing bobtail being a dumb
Dude, okay, so this prime truck, okay, I was passing him. He was driving 60. I was starting to pass him. Well, then he decided to speed up and not let me pass him. So then I backed out. I get behind him again. He slows back down to about 60. I start passing him again. Well, finally, I get agitated and turn on my turn signal, and like, I get on, I'm like trying to get over or whatever. He gives me the middle finger.
Yeah.
So I get on the CB and I'm like, hey, idiot. Well, I was like, hey, idiot prime truck. Before you give somebody the middle finger, have the balls first, because you're driving 60 in a 670 zone, and you're not even maintaining that speed. And I keep passing you and turning on my turn signal, trying to get over, and you have the audacity to give me the middle finger when you don't even have the balls to actually drive like a correct truck. He got back on the CB and came back at me, and I basically called his butt out. I was like, well, it's not my fault that, you can't drive your truck fast enough, and I'm trying to pass you, and you're not wanting me to pass you, and you're holding up the whole frickin' road here because I'm getting behind you, getting back beside you, getting back behind you. I can't keep doing this. So either slow down, let me pass you, and we can go on our merry way, or keep being a
Common courtesy is no longer a thing out here, Phil.
Oh yeah, I know. Just like yesterday. Now I expected this from a four-wheeler. I mean, obviously, it's a freaking four-wheeler. So I'm on my the shortcut road now because it's been over a week. They finally, my bypass road. And because it's been about a week, they finally got all that snow and stuff, the snow drifts all cleared up. Well, I'm driving on there, and there's this little frickin' Jeep dude driving on there too. Well, this guy's driving like 50 in a 55. So I'm like, okay, I'm not sticking behind him. He hits his brakes, and so I do the first thing that comes to mind. Pass his butt. A passing lane comes up, and I start passing him. Well, I get in front, I get beside him, about to pass him. He honks at me. So I pass him. I get in front of him. I drive on. Well, it gets to a point where he's able to pass me. Well, only because it turns from a 2-lane to a 4-lane.
Right.
And he gives me the middle finger and honks at me again. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Oh, and that doesn't stop it either.
In front of them, because we throw rocks. We do have a water spray. We have a snow spray. Drive the speed limit. If you can't, back off. Let us do our thing, and just go.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you guys catch back up and give us the finger because we're trying to do our job?
Exactly. Oh, and it
car
didn't
that
end there.
He's driving don't get there without a truck driver. The clothes on his back don't get there without the truck driver. The gas he's using to drive that car does not get there without a truck driver. They need to show some respect.
Oh, I agree 100%. And here's the funny part. And here's the funniest part. Because he didn't just end it there. No. Right before he made a turn, he gave me one more courtesy, good old middle finger, as he was turning.
Don't worry, Spawn. He was just telling you were number one repeatedly.
Right? I'm just like, okay, whatever. You're a dumb idiot who doesn't know how to drive, and the best thing that you got is your middle finger.
Well, dude, on the way home the other night, okay? It was, I don't know, 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. I slowed down because I could feel the roads getting slick. That semi passed me like I was sitting still.
Right.
Fine, whatever, go. I don't care. I just back off. I let him do what he's got to do and get out of the way. But then again, I am a driver. In my personal car, I still know how to drive.
Right.
He passes me like I'm sitting still. Well, within 10 miles, He's doing a 180 on ice and sliding off into the ditch. I'm stopping, calling the police, letting him know where he's at, getting him help because he destroyed his whole truck, all because he wanted to be impatient, because he didn't know how to drive. It's the same situation happens on four-wheelers. It happens on foreign truck drivers like that guy was. It's all about learning to drive for the elements. Drive in your comfort zone is one of the biggest things.
Yep.
So if they're unhappy, they need to keep their fingers and gestures to themselves. The only thing that we need gesturing from cars is when women drive by, we like titties, flash the titties.
Yes.
Bring that back.
Oh, my.
Free the nipple.
Free the nipple, exactly.
Hashtag free the nipple.
Wow.
Exactly. Hashtag free the nipple. Hashtag truckers after dark. Hashtag as the wheels turn. I said it's one of those things that I don't care how you're driving as long as your driving doesn't affect me. If your driving affects me, then I have a problem with it. If you can't drive on the best of days, take your home. You don't need to be out on these roads because people already have a hard enough time driving on dry pavement. You add elements and conditions in that. Unless you have to be out, please, for the love of God, stay home. I was watching a video earlier this morning, and this car got hit by another car. Okay, so there's two cars in the middle of an interstate. Downtown, right? Somewhere. I don't know where it was at. It's a video. This guy's sitting there with a spotlight on the cars trying to alert cars driving at him. By the end of the video, there were 7 people involved in that accident because people are driving way too fast, not paying attention, using the electronic devices, not talking smartly, not acting smartly. You see a bunch of people with hazard lights. You see a bunch of brake lights at any point in time. You see a spotlight on a car in the middle of the interstate. You should probably slow down and move over. But no, because they're not paying attention to that. They're too busy jacking with a radio, playing with their cell phone. But yet, we're the ones who get the blame.
Yep. Even though that's been proven when frickin' COVID hit, when all of the four-wheelers got off the road.
When most of them are on lockdown, we have very few truck accidents. It also proved that we don't need the government telling us hours of service rules, because when they suspend us from fatigue, we're driving on our own schedules how we want to drive that best fit us.
Yep. And
sometimes you're not
like I
tired
said,
enough, need a nap in between the day. But the electronic clocks and paper logs that they put us in actually screw with us more than it allows us to help us.
Yep. Like, do I really need a 30-minute break now?
No, you don't. That's because of lame drivers.
Give me a 15-minute break, just long enough for me to eat. You know, don't require it. Just give me enough time to where I can sit down, eat, you know, and be on my merry little way.
I'm going to take you back in time before that rule was a thing. You know why we didn't need it? Because we're the captains of this truck. We need a bathroom break?
Oh, yeah.
We stop and go to the bathroom. We're hungry. We stop and go get something to eat. We're ready to go to sleep. Hey, guess what? We stop and take a nap. I don't need some government agency to tell me how to do my job.
Well, some of it has to do with
my company knows better to tell me, you're
also run people ragged and keep them going and schedule loads weird. So I think that's somewhat to do with hours of service too.
Yeah, well, the guys who listen to their company saying, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, don't have the balls enough to say, this is my truck, this is...
Well,
take a listen to
no,
this.
what they would do is just fire them.
We have a perfect example, okay? Perfect example is Big Black, if he ever decides to actually join us.
Uh-huh.
The other day, he's making the same run basically I'm making. He's going from Kansas City to Arizona, going down to Phoenix. He and I are basically on the same route. Now, he's got a few more miles, but he's 30 miles behind me, leaving one of the loves. Okay?
Yeah.
Why is it I can make it all the way to my destination, turn around, drive all the way back 3 hours by the time he made it there? Because the person he's with that is apparently the company boss or company manager or whatever, okay, is telling him, no, you need to take this road, you need to take this road, you need to, like, why not follow the road that you're supposed to be on? Why are you going above and beyond? Why are you going way out of the way? Okay. Because now you're going to cause this driver to be out there longer than what he needs to be on the road and in more of a dangerous situation than what he would have been in. Because now instead of facing one major city, which would have been Albuquerque, now he's got to go through Wichita. He's got to go through Oklahoma City, and then he's got to go through Amarillo. Then he's got to go through, they took him from Kansas City, literally KCMO, all the way down to Oklahoma City, put him on the 40 and take the 40 all the way across. Instead of taking 35 down to the 50 or the 35 down to 54, take 54 over and come down to Tucumcari from there to grab the 40, cutting a diagonal. This guy's got him going way out of his way. Now, the other night, he's on his way getting ready to leave Memphis, and I'm like, hey, what roads they got? Well, he wants me to take 55 to 70. Dude, take 55 to the 555 to the 63, take 63 up to the 60, take 60 over to 13 at Springfield, go north on 13 to go back to Kansas City. Is that a lot shorter? Yeah, it's a lot shorter. This guy's like, I know you're going to have your GPS try to tell you the 555 that that's shorter. It's not. It's going to take a lot longer. And I'm in his ear like, no, it's not. I've driven that road 100 freaking times.
Put it in your phone GPS. It'll take you exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
I mean, if you put it in a truck GPS, it'll take you around a little bit different because of that. They think that the bridge is there. But
if you lower your weight rating down to 30,000, it won't mess with you.
Yeah.
Big Black goes through there, and he's like, you know what? Sends me a text message. I'm following your route. Screw this guy. Like, cool. See, this is the issues we have with people. This is going back to that. Why are you telling us how to drive? If we know a better way, why not let us do it? If we know a better way to do it, let us do it. If I'm tired, I'm going to sleep. I don't need a clock to tell me. I'm going to shut.
Right.
But that's, if you want to make a law to protect the driver, we don't need hours of service. We need you cannot fire your driver for stopping to take a 3-hour nap. You know, if your driver needed a nap, fire.
Or you cannot fire a driver for taking 30 minutes to eat food or, you know, do whatever that person needed to do. Like, that's just common sense.
Joint, and I want to sit down and actually take an hour, that's my business.
Right?
Your load still gets there on time. What does it matter what I do along the way?
Exactly.
Truck driving
used to be driving safely, you know.
You get the load from point A to point B as fast as possible, as safe as possible. Okay? Now it's, we got to cater to all these people and their feelings and their things and that. Yes, I understand that tired truckers was a problem. That's where MAP came in, Mothers Against Tired Truckers. That's what ensured hours of service. But we used to have a 10x10 and a 5x5. You know, 5 hours on, 5 hours off. That was allowed to be. You used to have a 10-hour break. You drove for to like 10 hours and then you were off for 8 hours. And then you could go back on. Okay.
Right.
I don't need more than 8 hours of sleep. But that should be my choice. As long as I have the load on time. Companies cannot tell me, even to this day, I don't give a who I work for. The load's going to get there when it gets there, because I'm going to get it there when I get it there. Yeah. And I know that's going to piss some people off, but I don't care. Are you the one out in this truck? No. You're not the one making the money. I am. You're not the one actually doing the work. Those people sitting in the office are not the drivers. They are not the people doing the job. They need to find their place, and shut up.
Yeah.
They're back up to the drivers. The drivers are what make the trucking community.
After driving for a while, you can kind of guess about how long it's going to take you. Because I use a 60 miles for every hour. That's what I use.
Most of us calculate 55 mile an hour, and it's dead on the money every time. 55 mile an hour. That covers for construction,
that's what I'll calculate.
Traffic. 55.
I calculate 55 miles an hour.
You actually have perfect conditions. You can get 60, 63.
Yeah,
but it still goes back to the fact that I don't need the federal government telling me what to do. I don't need companies telling me what to do other than, hey, you're picking up here, it delivers here, this is the time they'd like it there. The only thing I need to hear from my company is your paycheck is this, you get paid Friday.
And what load is next?
Yep. Tell me when the next load is. That's all I care.
That's where a lot of
my business.
And see, that's where a lot of drivers are messing up because they don't have the balls to tell their company where they can shove it. You know, like, oh, you want me to drive in these snowy conditions? Oh, you can shove that up your butt. I ain't doing it.
Well,
you want me to drive above my comfort zone? No, not happening. You know,
never drive.
I tell my company, right, and I tell my company now.
And with today's trucks having all these safety sensors that are actually causing more issues than safety because
my truck hit the brakes the other day.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
My brakes up the other day. I wasn't even going but like 5 miles an hour, 5 or 10. I was just trying to get up on someone's bumper to keep the other idiots from getting over. Because they're morons.
But if you do that, and these safety things lock us up on icy conditions, we're because we are no longer in control of our truck, our computer.
No, we are not.
How are you blaming us for our computers failing and our technology on these trucks failing? And it's all because, we're making you safer drivers. No, stop putting unqualified motherfuckers behind the seat if you want to make everybody safer. I don't need that. I don't need the fucking board on the truck. I've been driving a 10-speed, a Super 10, a 13-speed for over 15 years. I don't need this truck to tell me when to hit the brakes. I know when to hit the brakes. And I know how hard I want to hit the brakes.
Yep.
I know what gear to put it in going down the hill. I don't need it to do it for me. I don't need an automatic out here. I'm sorry. Automatics are stupid. We should not have them out here.
Don't even get me started with what gears. A lot of times my truck frickin' wants to pick 10th gear going up a frickin' hill, and it can easily pull it at frickin' 11th gear, and then halfway up the frickin' hill, it switches into frickin' 12th gear. I lose 5 miles.
Don't even want to get me going. If I switch this automatic into manual, it will not let me over 62 mile an hour at all. At all. It will not go above 62. But if I keep it in drive, in manual mode, if I put it in drive, it'll let me get up to 65. But I have to manually downshift it, and then every time as I'm trying to gain momentum, it keeps trying to kick back up into 12. Like, we're doing 55 flipping mile an hour. Why are you trying to drop a gear or go up a gear instead of dropping a gear? You shouldn't be trying to go down or go up. You should be going down. You shouldn't be going in a 12.
Yeah.
You should be going back in 11, or you should stay in 11. We're still climbing. You have not reached your peak number, but I also know that's because of the way they govern the trucks. They're cutting the power off.
But yeah, like, it's honestly ridiculous.
And then whenever you ask anybody about it, it's the computer programming. Do you think I'm that stupid? Do you think I don't know that you can go in and adjust every parameter of the computer program, every bit of it. Every last injector, every last piece you can adjust. You can even adjust how long your spray is for your fuel on your computer. But you're going to tell me that I'm maxed out on power because when they slow me down, they lower my power as well. Ooh, somebody's getting pulled over. It ain't me.
Obviously,
What did you do? Flipper?
It's flickered. And I didn't do anything. He's going the other way after the guy that probably just went by him doing about 80 in this fog and wet.
I think.
Okay, what about you, caveman?
I didn't do nothing.
Oh, well. We make enough money as drivers, we can do what we need.
You do, I don't.
Well, that's
gonna
work
take
for your company. I work for I don't work for a cheap broke company.
Yeah, I'm check.
I mean, I would love to say who I work for, but anonymity prevents me from saying it right now.
Yeah.
Other than I work for one of the best companies out here on the road.
If it told you, we'd have to kill you.
If I told you, I'd have to delete you.
What?
Delete.
Oh, delete. Oh.
Exterminate. Exterminate.
What?
Have
What?
you even looked at?
Don't you know who the eraser is? I'll just erase you from existence.
I don't know who that is. I don't think.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, the movie Eraser. He erased people.
I've never seen it, or I don't even think I've heard of it.
Well, maybe you should look into some of the classics, man.
What's it called?
Eraser. Although they were around way before your ass was even alive.
Yeah, Flipper here is definitely used
it's
to
the
the old
1998
classic.
And if you call me Flipper one more time, I'm going to have you removed from the call.
Okay, Flicker. Okay.
You would have to go.
Welcome
Yeah,
back.
if I was on a laptop, we could remove him easily.
He might be able to mute me. He might be able to mute me.
Yeah, we can mute everybody that isn't a host.
Well, I'm not a
We are
host
very, very
now,
close
am
to
I?
the J.
So,
Yep.
you're a participant, sir.
You are a participant at the current moment.
Yes, at the current moment.
You're going to have to get on your knees and beg.
Which
I will not do that.
Oh, don't worry.
Dude.
I'll give you an email address, sir.
No. You might have done that, and probably a little bit more, but I won't.
I didn't have to do anything.
Oh.
What?
You'll have to beg.
Why would I beg?
Because I like it when you beg, Zaddy. That's why.
I'm not begging. I ain't no
Not
dog.
what your wife said. Not what your wife said.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, play dumb. It's okay.
I thought about
This episode is brought to us by Cedar Creek Original Beef Jerky, natural smoke flavor added. This is awesome.
What are you on? Are you on YouTube itself, or are you on YouTube Studio?
I'm on YouTube itself.
Oh.
And I
What do you have it called?
CarniBros official.
Maybe it's not live.
What is it called?
Carni Bros official. Do I need to see this? CARNI space BROS space OFFI. No,
IAL.
CIL. There's ICIL. IL. Ugh, I can't spell. Or spit it out right now. I'm looking.
How do you spell Carney? K-A-R...
C-A-R-N-I. C-A-R-N-I.
C-A-R-N-I. I got Carni Bros, but definitely not you. Alright, I see it. Carni Bros Official, where trucking comes to life. Join our podcast as the wheel turns, featuring truckers sharing stories while driving through the night. Our channel is not just about the podcast, it's a glimpse into the fascinating world of trucking. Listen as we navigate the highway. It's like being in the cab with us. We introduce you to drivers, each with their own stories and perspectives, from rookies to seasoned veterans. We share a passion for the road. You'll get to know them like family. Tune in for our special series where we recount our travels. The road is full of surprises just like us. Carni Bros is a community connect with fellow truckers, enthusiasts, fans in the comments. Share your experiences, ask questions, and be part of the conversation. The road may be long, but the company is great. So get a front row seat. The only thing,
are
you going to criticize that?
No. I'm just, the only thing that I would change is no. Instead of having Carni Bros symbol, have a semi truck. You know?
No, because we're Carni Bros.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, if it grows, it won't be just about maybe as the wheel turns, you know.
Yeah.
Growing to maybe something else, travels.
Woohoo! 80 miles an hour, Georgia Overdrive. Woohoo!
Also, I need to get some video, GoPro. I looked in a little bit.
You need to get a what?
GoPro.
Why?
Because we need video footage to go along with the podcast.
You don't have to have video footage. There's this guy, there's this guy who I used to watch. He's called, his podcast or YouTube channel, whatever, it's called Night God 333. And, he does have videos on there, but if it's his live stream, it's basically cut into, just like, his symbol, and then like a background, telling them like, this was a live stream or whatever, and no video, which is kind of stupid if you ask me, because a lot of the stuff that he...
Sherlock, that's why we just specifically said we need video to go with it.
Yeah, because you're going to be in the cab. It may not be the same video that goes along with the night we're talking about.
What I'm talking about is what's stupid is the fact that his stuff that he talks about requires video. He's like, look at this map, look at this, and he turned off the video and posted it to YouTube. You can't see what he's like, oh, look at this, you know, you see where I'm pointing it? No, I don't frickin' see. You know, but
we just got confirmation that Tank is going to be joining us here momentarily.
Tank.
Whiny crybaby.
Got it. Got it, Tank. The Tank.
The Tank. He's supposed to be phoning in.
The Tank.
I don't know who the Tank is, so. I mean, when you
Big
say whiny,
guy runs Chicago route.
You talking about the guy I met in Chanute?
Yes.
Okay, that's who I thought.
Yes.
You said Big Whitey.
Yes, the guy who is the size of the sun.
No, he's only the size of Pluto.
Listen here, Worm.
I'm sorry. What?
Worm? W-O-R-M? Worm?
Worm.
Is that your handle?
Worm, not warm. Worm. Worm.
That's what I said, worm.
It would make sense
No.
to feed the turtle a worm. Hello.
Oh, turtle, that's right. That's right.
What up?
I am Spawn. I am Spawn. Thank you very much.
After the turtle show, you might be renamed as Turtle, because you are turtly enough for the Turtle Club. Or we are going to have to Worm. Franklin.
You, Franklin, you are not going to name me that freaking Turtle Franklin off of the Franklin Tales or whatever. Franklin and Friends.
Hey, Franklin, shut up.
I am not Franklin. I am Spawn.
Shut up, Franklin. How are you doing tonight?
Do not make me go back to make fun of yours.
He's flicker because he likes to picker the nose.
What are you doing, Wiz? Can you speak up into the microphone so everybody might actually be able to hear you?
Yeah, I'm learning about the microphone more and more. These newer, further down the line Bluetooth. That's why Terry likes the older ones, the number 2s.
Yes, that's why I use the 250. I use the 250 Blue Parrot myself, but now that I'm getting really close to the retirement. Yes, it is. The 450, the 350, the 550, I've had all of them. They all sucked. Every one of them.
That's because of the noise cancellation. It cuts you out for like 3 to 5 seconds. Then you guys are like, I can't hear you. I make noise.
No.
Yeah, I don't have that issue.
We could hear you, but it was like really mellow. Like we could barely hear you whispering.
They all work the same.
Yeah. Like you're too far away from your mouth. That's why I said fix your headset.
Yes, Blue Parrot, stop.
I have to move it out of my mouth.
Because on our road, on our show, we promote safety above all. You use a headset or you do not talk. We do not
can't stick your head out the window like Flicker with a pinwheel and go wee wee wee.
I mean, you can use a headset or you can use your truck. We prefer you to use a headset so we don't listen to your truck all night.
No,
So
there
who
is
come
no
up
truck
with
using.
the whole situation on this and did all the legwork to. So it wasn't, but I got high.
That would be the caveman.
I don't know why you're over there. Yes, that would be caveman.
Caveman.
Now I understand why you're going. It's all right. We can edit. It's all good.
Yeah, I've already messed up twice.
I was told it. I was told it was that other one I just announced, not caveman.
Yeah. Well, he's the stoner, he's the caveman, and then you got Spawn, and of course you got Flicker here, and then Maglite said he can't come and play tonight.
Aww.
So Massachusetts, huh?
Did you even call the number, or you merged in?
No, he called the number. He dinged in.
Hotline.
Oh, I didn't hear the ding. That's why I was like,
Is it announce yourself? I couldn't take myself.
Did you not hear the first part when the sexy voice?
This is as the wheel turns.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, dang, she sounds good. But
yeah.
Does that mean your girlfriends will call in too now?
Yeah,
that'll be awesome.
It's any. Well, we haven't got the number out live yet. Obviously, it's only between the groups. Pretty much any driver that I've got on my line or anybody that I can think that can add a little bit of fun to this has had a text message sent out, and I got told by my underboss that I should get rid of my main boss, but I was like, oh hell no, we want money bags on here. Moneybugs could definitely add some fun.
You gotta have somebody to bag on.
Oh yeah.
And then of course, we got
That's what
Cattleman.
we need to get the what's the pigpen over there that used to work for Swift over there. The one that Outback doesn't get along with from his original days. The one that I worked with over there at Bowers.
I even sent this to the Alabama Jammer.
Oh, she hasn't called in yet?
No, little sister has not called in. Neither has your little sister.
That little sister in Oklahoma is running like records now or something or other for time being because he needed a JLB.
I sent it to all of them.
Yeah, see, he's day job girl now. He climbs poles for a living.
Day job girl even got the call, just trying to get anybody to add into this, trying to make it a little lively, trying to make it a little bit fun.
To clarify, she goes by Dank for for Caveman's favorite substance.
Yeah, for the reason why we nicknamed him Stoner to get him turn him into the Stone Man, the Caveman.
Yeah, but
because he likes to live in the stoned age.
Well, the Dank is just that's some good stuff.
I know what it means, dude. I'm not stupid. Come on. We're not going to go down.
Potheads.
We're not going to go down this road of why I know.
Look. Synthetic urine is useful. Just don't say who uses it for a living. I mean, to help with their living.
No, on this program, we do not support doing illegal opportunities or illegal things unless you're cutting us in.
So no standing up, driving down the road, pissing in a jug anymore. Got it.
I don't give a f*** what you're doing in the truck as long as you're safe about it. I don't need to know and I don't need to see it.
Well,
just be safe. It ain't no different than the foreigners taking a shit on their transmission.
Dude,
what?
Did they you didn't know about that?
You didn't know about that?
No.
Yeah. These foreigners, like the mechanics refuse to work on their shit because they cut a hole in their floorboard, and they'll be driving down the road in teams, and they'll just take a shit right in the middle of the floorboard, and then throw their shit down and then cover it up with like a piece of metal.
They put it like right behind the shifter if it's a standard, and if it's automatic, I guess they just figured it doesn't matter. And it goes right down on the back side of the transmission, and sometimes it gets hung up on there, and it stews away and spreads into like a liquid mess and spreads across the undercarriage.
Well, we know it's a liquid mess. Look at their diet. It's mostly curry.
No, it's usually like those Somalian type peoples and some other ones from what I understood.
I don't care.
Is it the red dot? Is it the red dot?
It might be the red dot. It might be. I don't know.
Thank you for coming.
All I know is a lot of good mechanics have quit their jobs, and a lot of good mechanics refuse to work on their trucks because it's covered in shit. Yes. They're not going to mess with it.
Hey, in other words, the mechanics are like, stop wheezing the Jews.
Stop wheezing the Jews.
Did I send you my latest one about the happy people, the ones that like, oh, you can't talk to me like that because I'm going to have boobies on and wear a dress today? Like, did I send you guys that one?
No, definitely not.
It says,
but we already know we're going to get canceled on the first one, so let's just talk about it. There's no such thing as boy-girls. There's no such thing as girl-boys. You're either a boy that's gay or you're a girl that's gay. Period. And if you're a girl that wants to be a boy, you're just a bull dyke. If you're a guy that wants to be a girl, you're just it's pretty simple.
And it's okay to be those
things. It really is.
I mean, it's perfectly fine. I don't care.
See who now I have to find that word and block
and
why you gotta censor this? Why do we gotta censor this shit? Fuck that shit. I thought we agreed this is...
Stop trying to make everybody else's world delusional because you have mental illness. You need help.
Yeah.
Doctors are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at BetterHelp.com.
YouTube, is that what it is? Okay.
And let's not forget, Respect is
I'm gonna say
earned,
this to you, Chris.
not demanded.
Respect is earned, not given, actually.
Yeah, and sex is
demanded,
given,
given. Well,
And
you know,
sex is given,
so
not
many.
taught.
not earned.
Yeah.
Oh, not the validate.
No, sex is definitely earned in Vegas.
Sex is,
you can
But
earn
my
that amount of money in Vegas.
sex is sex for
But
cash.
my point is, like,
Either way, you
it's
pay for
freaking
it.
ridiculous how many videos you get nowadays of people saying, these are my pronouns are not preferred, they're mandatory. Like,
you're just delusional.
no, they're not. Exactly. You want to call, you know, I find it absolutely hilarious that demons call themselves they, them, and we.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Demons do use the pronouns they, them, and we, and it's in the Bible that they do that. And you know, so anybody who actually has any amount of Christian understanding understands that everything that these people are claiming is related very close to the Book of God, the Word. The only word that really matters is the book.
I think
Yeah.
KV Wavy's going to change. His nickname's going to be Captain. Captain Caveman. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Billy.
Captain
The
Caveman,
Caveman.
it's on you.
There's going to be a few blips and boops and stuff because of the slips of the tongue. I'm taking it for a while till we get more.
Well,
I don't want to know what you're slooping with your tongue, dude. That's disgusting. We don't want to know that.
We've already realized there's going to be mess ups with the names for a little bit.
Okay. So the guy from KB that hasn't found his new way to the
That
flat
is Viking.
No.
That is
one
the Viking.
For ABS or ATS, that is more of a Viking than the other one.
No.
The other one's more like Daffy Flutter frickin' Duck.
That's Fraggle Rock. Fraggle Rock is still at ATS.
Oh no.
Viking.
What about Animal?
Viking has not made it there yet. He's working on it, but currently he's back with the crappiest company I have ever personally witnessed in my entire career.
Oh my Lord, have mercy.
Oh yeah. Let's not even get started with him.
We're not going to go there, Phil. We're not going to go down this road. He's just a
let's not.
That pays less than the stoner gets, that old caveman gets, and that says something. They're paying cheaper than him.
Oh, apparently they've actually gotten a worker that supposedly is supposed to start on Friday. Who knows how long we'll keep him though?
Well, who knows? I don't care. It's
Viking.
It's not my problem.
I'm not happy about that.
Look. Viking
it does not fit his character.
Yes, it does if you actually knew him. Viking went back to them because the place where he was going was not able to hire him at the time because he still had to do one of them sleep app tests, which is a load of bullshit. But we're not going to go there anyway.
You do that?
Yes, you have to do that for ATS and several other companies, including and up to like a lot of the bigger. Yes, it's an invasion of fucking medical privacy. I'm well aware, Tank, but it's still one of those.
Now that I know that, I'll never. Excuse my French. How about them Lions, dude? I can't believe they whooped the Boutte.
I don't know why you're even talking about that. There ain't none of us watch sports. We don't give a shit about them. We don't care.
I follow.
The Chiefs are playing and the Chiefs are winning, then we're okay. But that's it.
Well, the Chiefs, if they were in the.
I don't follow sports at all.
I said I don't follow it. If they won, they won. If they don't, they don't. But my team will always be the Chiefs. But also because I used to go there when I was a kid, and I've watched them play in person.
If I'm not rolling, the wheels ain't turning. And I can't pick up a radio station like ESPN and listen to a part of a game or something. Sometimes I'll pick up during September, August, September, October. I'll pick up a local high school game, and I'll listen to it because it's pretty dang cool while you're cruising and listening to some of them games.
Now, See, I'm sorry if I'm not on the phone with the guys, or I'm not listening to music. I'm listening
Then
to.
you're on a phone in a foreign country. Yes, I know.
Well, leave me alone. The fact that I talk to Foreigner every day.
Hey, she could call in too, just as well as her calling your other line.
She is a lot better friend than most of you.
How?
Got a vagina?
That's exactly right.
We just don't know if it's dry or moist, you know.
Hey, we're not allowed to use that word. It turns people on.
That hurt.
Phil's on shutdown mode. What happened?
Phil's butt hurt because I said she's a better friend than most of y'all.
Well, yeah, I can believe
I gave you food. I gave you
time
coffee brownies.
Time out.
She'll give me
I can see that. I can see that since my friend's been in Shanty a couple times and hasn't picked up the tire I begged them to pick up. Neither one of the two that live.
I have not actually been in Shanty in a while.
That's a $75 item of mine. I'd rather have you get it and resell it for $100 and pocket some money.
I understand that. I understand that, Tanky. I do. But, Mr. Tanky, you also have to remember that I don't go anywhere near there anymore, especially since there's a meth head living in the shop.
I thought she's an ex. She runs some drug place on Friday, Saturday, Sunday out there south.
I don't care the crap what she is or what she does. I'm not going there.
We're straight south. There's a place before the Oklahoma border, like one of those houses or rehab centers.
Preacher man don't ever go into the office anymore, and I'm sure not dealing with Jailbird.
Which was that? Randog?
I mean, I might deal with Hottie Foot the Body, but I'm not dealing with Jailbird.
Oh, are you talking about table end?
Yes, I'm not talking about the end table.
Not the end table? That's not the Jailbird?
That is the Jailbird. I'm not talking about end table Jailbird. I'm talking about Hottie Foot Body. I'll deal with her, but I'm not dealing with that other one. I'm not dealing with Toaster Girl.
Toaster Strudel who? No.
No, she definitely is no Toaster Strudel. That girl's a freaking Twinkie. She should have been a Toaster Strudel, but as many kids as she got, she's a Twinkie.
If she didn't have all them kids, I'd think she was a dude if I heard her on the phone.
Yeah, possibly. But
every time I call in,
no,
on a professional level, it was what up, or it was.
Well, that's because she was in prison so long it changed who she was. She had to get butch to survive.
It was like 14 months. It's not very long. I mean, it's long for. I wouldn't want to be in jail.
I don't care.
60 days is long enough for me.
I will deal with Hottie with Body, Miss Halo, but I'm not dealing with Miss Jew with Jailbird. I'm not doing it.
What's J-Dog going to be called?
J-Dog.
Fraggle Rock? Stepdick.
Fraggle Rock.
Stepdick, Flaggle Rock? And the other one's a Viking?
The other one's a Viking.
We gotta call him Rewind. He went back to Hannah.
He's still Viking. It doesn't matter. He's going over to ATS.
I'll get him a better name. He acts more like
you honestly. Don't understand him like I do.
I go by his personality.
Dude,
his mentality and personality is a Viking. He
wears a Viking.
He actually,
cap, for Christ's sake, with the horns on the stocking cap.
Yep.
He is Viking.
He is Viking. He even looks like a Viking. He comes from Norwegian descent. He is the Viking.
The long beard with beads. Well, he's a Viking, dude. Just leave it be. It is Viking. And the other one is Fraggle Rock until I'm fourth year told another name. He is Fraggle Rock.
He's more like, I don't know.
No, I should just flat call him man whore is what I should call him. Because that dude would stick anything that he would get a hands on. But on the other hand,
I thought he was like all down for his wife.
But on the other hand, the fact that he's married, his wife might get pissed off if he found out that he'd stick his just about anything.
Maybe she does the same thing. You never know.
No. Not
She's
every
thinking
woman.
her get anything. There's something wrong there.
Hey, you are not calling a caveman, but not every woman is like Beetlejuice or your thing. Mr. Tank, your thing back in California, and then Beetlejuice.
Old Slowpoke used to call me Jelly Roll. Or Jelly Bean, excuse me, not Jelly Roll, Jelly Bean.
So you're more of a jelly roll now.
See, I call, Deputy Do
I
Right.
can't sing like that.
Similar to that, so.
She's been on already now?
No, she hasn't called in yet, but she plans on calling later today. When she gets up and ready to go protect the community.
I'm thinking Pigpen, but
she does want a new name because she doesn't like Deputy Do Right.
I can see why not.
But that's her.
Later in the morning, I need you to send something to Pigpen, and I'll shoot you his number on your private side.
It's
Like,
sister.
what's the rules? What's the rules per se? Break down some of the rules for me there, please, KV.
What?
Caveman. He said
Some of the rules down, Caveman. You know we're gonna bend people's nicknames. You know that, right, Flick?
What rules are you talking about?
You guys were saying about
this
how
is Trucker
to act
Uncensored, basically, but we can edit later in post-show type things.
Oh, I need to know for when we go live, or else we're going to get kicked off or something.
We are live.
Well, if we ever go live, we will have to have ground rules set.
We're going to have like a 5-second delay so Caveman can push buttons.
Well.
Oh, don't get me started. When I was on the CD earlier,
Beaver Crossing, don't forget that. Don't forget
Beaver Crossing, exactly. But fill the gap over here, okay? When I was on the CB earlier, old KV would have been like beep, 1 2 beep beep 1 2 beep 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 beep.
Yeah.
We'd have to because I was I was cussing out a driver on the frigate CB because he just jumped right in front of me, dude. He was so close, I almost needed to oil the front end of the truck so he could slide past me. Yeah, nah, man.
You can't have nothing. You can't have nothing too long unless it's a long statement.
No, it wouldn't be that long.
For a long statement.
We figure a couple hours. By the time you get everything knocked down, it might be a 2-hour show at the longest for right now. Live programs we might go a little bit bigger, but.
Would be
live would be down the road, and there'll have to be rules set. I mean, we could go live on Facebook. Technically, I could probably make that happen if I'm at home or somewhere with a good internet connection.
What do we call Uncle Cracker there? What's he go by?
Who?
Cracker.
Uncle Cracker.
California man. Yeah, the California
You mean Sack Boy? Big Black.
Man, he's white though.
He is black, but he thinks he's white.
Yeah, so that's why I call him Cracker.
But that's why he get all the snowflake, because he be snaking them down with that chocolate tuna.
That chocolate what?
Don't ask. I don't know.
Tuna.
I thought you said tuna.
He was improv.
I was improv, and I guess I should have went with chocolate tube.
Yeah.
Does he have a handle?
Big Black. That's his handle.
I can't be called.
That's his handle. That's what he told me.
Big Black.
No, he got that handle because he was on the radio talking to some people back in the day, and they were like, "Man, what's your CB handle?" He's like, "I ain't got one." They were like, "Yeah, you got one now. You're known as Big Black." That's how he got it. We all can.
Honestly, I believe he's full of shit on that one.
Well, it could be. I mean, I personally think he ought to be Baby Black, but that's me.
Baby Black.
Hey,
I'm gonna come up with one for him. You don't worry. I'm gonna come up with one for him.
If you knew Big Black like I do, you'd also understand that he only got that baby. He'll tell anybody he got the baby.
What you call him, Baby D? With that.
Baby D. Baby D.
Yep.
Baby D would work. Baby D, we'd probably have to beat that. I don't know yet.
But yeah, no. He got that back in the day, early running when he was running cows back in the day. When he was doing that cattle.
I want to I want to send Zach, who is back east out of, the same where we got the number running out of. He has cancer in the intestine that he's fighting and whatever from over there and stuff. So he's up some strange hours, and he used to actually be that's how he got I don't know if Zach is the reason why that handle popped up with his name, for Zach Rocker, but that's what his handle is, and he's up different hours of the day, and he used to actually work for, like, I think Boston College or one of the colleges back in, like, 20 years back, and was like the person that ran, like, the radio programs for the college there. So this would be a little formatable up his alley to assist us with some of the proper things we can get away with and can't get away with. And he might enjoy this when he's up at night and can't sleep because of his fighting, the pains of the cancer.
We can get away with whatever we want to get away with. There's a reason why this program is not marked safe for children.
But did you have to do everything like that? Like, what did you do? You have to dig up the porn tube channel and all that and tell them
we've got the YouTube, we've got everything. We've already marked it as not approved for children. Everything's already taken care of on that end. I mean, the only thing we can't do is say we touch on everything but little kids.
Yeah, I don't think that's
we're not Uncle Joe.
You can't say that on the title?
We're not Uncle Joe.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
We can't say that on the title.
It's a great
we touch
slogan,
on everything but little kids.
Because we touch about family, faith, driving, road conditions.
We do talk about kids. We have talked about kids, but
well, we have.
It's still a good slogan.
I'd like to bring Zach Rocker or a couple of the other guys with his thing for his nonprofit out there too, though, because they would be. He runs that organization.
We are not a non-profit organization. We are all about as much profit as anybody wants to give up.
Yeah.
That's why we're truck drivers.
Well,
that's what
I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering. We throw back out there. It's BAAK. Bikers Against Abuse of Kids is what they call it.
See, we've got BACA.
It's a nonprofit as well.
We've got BACA down in my area, and that's Bikers Against Child Abuse. But, tradition speaks that truck drivers and motorcyclists don't typically get along unless you're a truck driver that is a motorcyclist, like me.
And motorcycles and truckers didn't get along back in the day. I think motorcycles and truckers nowadays are all in one, and they actually get along a lot better than you think. Because, unless you're that idiot that went down to Texas that used to live with you.
Yeah, that idiot that lives down in Texas threatened my daughter in her school and in her own bed. Yeah, let me find the bright group that idiot's riding with. But the fact that I swear to God I caught him on the radio the other night over in Arizona, that'll never live. Like, you owe me $50, motherfucker.
So, I wasn't listening to the music and stuff today because my truck's been looking like it's been overheating, this and that and the other. I did the radiator, I did all the hoses, all done, all this stuff, right? I went to look at the truck today because this is a funny one. My flasher come on out of nowhere with all this cold weather and everything, and not flashing at the right turn signal. The stage stuck on. And every so often, if you've ever had one of these kind of trucks, these older Centuries, actually, all the older Freightliners, if you left the blinker on too long, it'll beep at you. It'll be a beep.
And
you have to. It forces you to make change.
Yeah, the Volva does the same thing, except I don't think it instead of it going straight, it just goes like eep, 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 eep.
Yeah.
I hate the Volva. I really do.
So, Spawn, are you turning into Franklin anytime soon?
You know he will when he gets home today. He'll go take that newborn. He'll go take that newborn, cuddle her up on top of him, and go pass out as he looks like Franklin.
I thought he was going to go try to make another one.
Excuse you. Not necessarily a lie, but still.
It's all right.
How's the family doing next month?
Hey, see, can you tell in the heading of our group that I will send out the YouTube to later? I will send out to everybody. We could, but no, this is our rookie.
Put a warning on there that we do jump around like a bunch of ADHD people without medication.
We are ADHD people without medication.
Oh, it's
Like,
not
like almost this whole group has ADHD.
Well, I think
no
you're gonna
medication.
Have listener's discretion advised on there.
Yeah,
well, if you put that ADHD without medication on there as well, it'll be a marketing tool where more people will listen. Trust me. Because they'll be like, I'm like that.
But see, this is the reason why we do what we do, because we make good money, we can be really good at what we do, and we're never doing the exact same thing. Yeah, people are like, oh, but you drive a truck every day. Every day is a new day. Every time we head out on a new adventure, a new journey, you never know what is going to happen.
Yeah,
It's an adventure!
Yeah, which retard is going to do what they do and cut you off 3 inches from your bumper, force your
like earlier today, yeah,
safety device to lock them up.
Yeah, exactly. So it tries to kill you because the safety devices are actually more unsafe than me just driving on my own.
I think those were founded by the federal government to eliminate the population.
I think everything was founded by the federal government to eliminate the population, including the federal government was it created to eliminate the population.
I think we just need to eliminate the federal government. We'll be okay.
I think we should probably not post that.
Well, when I say eliminate the federal government, I'm talking about the one that stands now. We need to get rid of them, and like I said,
what we need to do is go back and restructure. There needs to be timelines on everybody. You should not have dinosaurs in there that were around when the fucking government was founded, like fucking old Schumer and McConnell and. I mean, they were here when Washington crossed the Delaware. Come on.
Look, if they keep moving the Social Security to a later date, you know what I mean, like. That's not.
Oh,
cool,
dude, it's guaranteed. I'm dead before I can collect my Social Security.
That's what they did.
You're dead.
They started using.
What
that
about
when
me?
They weren't supposed to touch the money.
I don't know. I imagine you'll probably live past 72, but I think that's the current 72, 73.
Well, they say if the big man's willing, you'll be there.
Well, I'm well aware. I mean, we were never promised next minute, the next second, the next anything. But, God willing, I'll be there to 80s or something, but family tradition, unless I can break those generational curses, I mean, family tradition states by 75, I'm toast.
Then you'll get about 3 to 5 years of it.
Yeah.
Wasn't it 62, and then they moved it to 65? And
It was like 60, I think, originally, and then it moved to 62, and then to 65, and now to
I think
62
and 65 is cool.
I think nobody should be having to work past 50. Honestly, you gave 50 years maybe 60 years. Okay, I'll go with 60. Because that is literally the years that we were promised in life. That is half of your life slaving away at a job for people who honestly give no fuck about you whatsoever. You're a number or you're a plate. You're nothing else. You're a nameplate or you're a fucking number. Okay. Nothing else. Especially in our.
You're opening a Pandora's box here because look, these idiots nowadays.
Good.
They don't really ever work till like maybe 20, 21 when they actually have to because their parents have died and they have nothing left.
Dude, I've been working since I was 13.
Kid, that's not how stuff works to this day and age. And
that's not this day and age, but that's why it makes me different than all the other people of this generation that I am.
If you lower that number, that you're lowering the number too. At least they got to put at least 25 on the plate, saying they've worked 25 total years, so they could accumulate some contribution to that system.
Dude. Okay, you get a job at, let's say, 25. Okay, that gives you a time to go through a trade college or start some sort of college or whatever if you choose to go that route, or do what most of us did and just go to a trade of some sort that we make a ton of money doing, okay?
No, when you're
Now,
16, 17, you can work at Domino's minimum wage.
well, dude, I was washing dishes. I was washing in a fucking dishes at a restaurant that's been closed for years called Rocky Ridge. I was washing dishes while my mom was a hostess. Okay, I was earning my own paycheck at $4.40 a fucking hour at 13. Now, I had a pay.
Yeah, $4.40 an hour at 13?
I know, right?
I got $3.35.
Awesome. But in that time frame, okay, think about it. In that time frame,
that was
not great fucking money. That was Kansas, okay? Now, you got these same kids that are growing up today that have never had a job and don't have to have a job. But yes, they're work. Let's just say they enter the workforce full time at 25. Okay, they went through the college party days. They got all the fun and sucking out of their system. They finally decided it's time to get a job, buckle down, try to get a place of their own that they can't afford because the government's raised the prices so much on everything that they can't actually afford it, and they got to live with family or 20 other roommates because they, so they can fucking afford to live anywhere. But still, they're working at a job, 25 years old. Okay, they're making $15 an hour, minimum wage in a lot of places. Let's just say they're starting out at minimum wage of $15 an hour. Okay, but we're going to go with 25. By the time they reach 50, that is 25 years in. By the time they hit 60, that is 35 years in.
I'm including weekends, vacations, injury time off.
I'm talking actual years workforce wise.
So they need to work till like 55 to 60.
But that's what I'm saying. If they work until 60, that puts 35 years in, right? Okay. 35 years.
Everybody should do 30 years minimum in life.
35 fucking years working. Let me finish my fucking point.
I don't want your point. I don't like it already, but keep going.
Okay. So 35 years in, that gives them the remaining 20, 30 years, if they're lucky, of their life to enjoy fucking life. Slow down. Go see those places that they wanted to see when they couldn't. Like us as truck drivers, we see all kinds of cool shit, but we never really see it now, do we? We're passing by the signs. We're passing by this. We're like, oh, that would be cool, but I can't get trucks in there because there's no parking.
Why don't we start a business where truck drivers come in, park their trucks in a big lot, and then you have these people that not Uber, but like shuttles like Disneyland, can shuttle you from point A to point Z, like if you go in the Gatlinburg area and park certain place.
And that's something you could do. That is something that could.
If I had a money backer to help me out with that, would be that'd be cool.
If I had a money backer for half the ideas I've got, I'd be sitting in my house right now operating the computer and not currently on the telephone with you fools.
Are you sure? You're probably sitting there operating the computer while you're driving down the road.
Absolutely not. I have a camera forward-facing and driver-facing, which is an invasion of privacy. Every time I decide to scratch my nuts or pick my nose, I'm on camera.
You should be driving in a banana hammock with a thong or butt-ass naked if they got a camera. That's what I would be doing.
I don't want everybody where I work trying to ask me out on a date that is of the female persuasion or of the hi kind of person.
At least they'll be thinking about you.
Oh, believe me, they're already thinking about me. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? No, I don't.
Caveman's over there's gonna have a sore finger after this one.
After
George
age 60. Okay, because in the good book we are told we are given 120 years. Now it can be changed at any given time, but humankind itself, you are allowed 120 years. That is what God promised you, as long as it is not a change in what His will is. You were given
not one human
120 years as a human. You can have a lifespan of coyote, another coyote. You can have a 120-year lifespan as a human, no more, no less, basically, okay? You can have a lot less, but no more than, okay? That's what it is. So you worked up to 60 years. Now that gives you the remaining half of your potential life to be able to go out and spend time with grandkids, go take vacations, go do all kinds of shit, and you still get your 35 years of solid working like a horse in the factories, in the fields, in the automotive industry, in the oil, in every type of field that there is by 60. Why does it need to be 70? Because people are living longer? Okay. People are living longer, but are people really living? No, they're not living. They're surviving and barely.
Look, Mr. Ed, a horse is a horse, a horse is a horse. I don't know if Flicker's going to stick with Mr. Ed coming to mind on that one when you talk about your horses. But
I'm telling you, okay. Look. I am not of the older generation. I am of the middle generation of the current era. Okay, I'm a middle generation. I am, by technicality, a millennial, but subcategory, I'm an exennial. Okay, I'm closer related to Gen X than I am to the millennials. But I also understand that it is hard as f*** out here to be a pimp. Paying bills, doing all this for as little as most people make, it is extremely difficult. Now, everybody has had choices in their life that they have had to make. Some of us have made really choices. Some of us have made really good choices. But it's all about how you want to live your life, on what changes you have to make. And everybody has an available change that they can make to make their life better. Until the federal government starts stepping in and saying, oh, you're not allowed to do that. Or, oh, hey, you're making more, so now we're going to take more from you, even though you're doing better for yourself. But fuck you, we need to do better because we're going to take your money that you work for and we're going to put it on stupid shit like finding out gender studies and putting out billions of fucking dollars to find out girls have a vagina and boys have a penis. It's not that complicated.
They're going to take more money from the working person if they make more, but these big businesses get to scoot by with little taxes to pay because they get all these loopholes.
Yeah, they get all the loopholes and tax breaks and all that shit. They know that they're there because they use them themselves. Because they don't want to.
They have the money to pay people to. Yeah, they have the money to be able to pay the people, the right people.
That find every wormhole. Oh, man. All the rest of us are sitting here trying to struggle. All the rest of us are trying to make ends meet, make a fair life for ourselves, try to enjoy a little bit of this miserable existence on this plane, that we should be having one of the best times of any existence of any life. We have technology at the tip of our fingers. People are still too stupid to use it, but we do have technology at the tip of our fingers, which every answer pretty much in the universe is at the end of my finger.
To a certain extent.
I mean, some of these people don't even know what the Dewey Decimal System is, and it shows. They never had to do anything on their own, and they wonder why they're struggling so much, but yet us independent people who actually had to work, played outside, street lights came on, you had your home, your parents whooped you, you stole your parents' beer can whenever you got a chance to grab a swig, growing up. We were licking lead paint off of our cribs and off the windows,
How to steal your grandfather's car.
How to steal your granddad's car, how to steal a strike from your aunt.
Don't steal your granddad's car. Go to his toy store. I mean,
yeah, go to Granddad's toy store that he's famous for, in certain areas. But no, okay. So no, we go back to the fact that if we actually change the way things are going in the federal government, we could change the way life is for almost everybody and make it better. We could make America the America that's worth a while for everybody. Everybody. Okay. The amount of money they have spent. Okay.
The amount of money they have stole. The amount of money they have stole.
Okay.
Look,
could have given.
Social Security was never supposed to be touched by any outside anything. It was meant to go into a straight savings account and build and leave it there and never touch it.
Yes.
So they started grabbing at it when they weren't supposed to. They put that in writing when they first put it into action.
And I agree. But what I'm trying to tell you right now is if we got all the money that we are sending out for fighting wars that we actually have no business to be in right now, sending out money for stupid studies that we don't need, we could end the fucking handicapped issue or the mental illness issue that we have in America. We could probably end all homeless problems in America, and we could probably give free health care to every person in America. And I know nothing's free, but we're actually taking the money that we've already got robbed from and putting it where it needs to be instead of spent on stupid shit. And no more should Congress be making a choice on their own salary.
They need to.
I know.
They need to have a salary.
I know.
But still,
I agree. But
some of the statements
why
that you made,
are they making more money than the hardworking people in America when they're not actually doing anything?
Because we're allowing them. That's why they need to.
Because we allow it. That's why the change needs to be happening. And I'm sorry, if you cannot pass a mental acuity of a sixth grader, you should not be allowed to be in the White House at all.
Yeah.
If you can, you should not be allowed to be president. I'm sorry.
Stuttering is different.
If you're stuttering, it's one thing, but if you can't, incoherent speech patterns should not be allowed to be in there. Unless you have what is that called? Starts with a T. Tourette's. If you have Tourette's and you're a chick, I am definitely voting for you. Tiny balls and a little wiener.
Oh God, I'm hilarious.
You should have to have a doctorate of some sort in sociology, economics, things like that before you can even get in to the White House at this point in time, because these people who are screwing up social economics are screwing up everybody in the world.
Okay, so you've talked so much in so many places and you were on like a diarrhea run. I couldn't cut in on it. So I missed out quite a bit. Thank you, appreciate that. But it's like, okay, they're going to do these things, and nobody's held accountable, even like with the Social Security thing. They have in place that they weren't supposed to ever use it. In writing.
Yes.
And then they forced something into an amendment so they could snatch it and grab it and use it.
But isn't that what they do to everything? They always force some hidden agenda into the new bills and new things. Why
They're
called
writers, but yeah. But
yeah, why can we not go back to the original? Why can we not go back to the original Constitution and rebuild just off of it? Like add all the amendments, I guess, that equal rights, equal pay, all that stuff that should have been in it in the first place. Okay. And start from scratch, from just there.
I don't believe in equal pay, because if I do the same job as you, and we're in a factory,
no, that's not what I
build something and I go clean up after it, and I do more work than you, then you shouldn't make what I make.
I'm saying call it gender equality if you want. It's still equal pay.
I don't care what
building cabinet doors in a cabinet, and a man is building cabinet doors in a factory, building cabinets. They should be both paid the same amount of money. If a woman is operating a fucking traco and a man's operating a traco, it shouldn't be $1 difference. It should be the exact same thing.
Nope.
That is exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, why?
For starting pay? Because if one's better than the other at the job,
I don't give a
if a woman could outline you on a backhoe or a backhoe or a
starting pay should always be the same. I agree with you, but I'm saying
affirmative action
starting pay. Starting pay. Starting pay
is dangerous. You're talking about a base pay, yeah, a base pay.
Base rate pay, yes. Now, as you get better and as you develop, your rate goes up. Of course. It doesn't matter gender, sex, color, whatever.
They're going to be like, that's when they're like, they use that, like this women or gay dude or minority, whatever a minority is nowadays.
We are the minority as white people. Especially since the southern border crisis. Since the southern border crisis, we are the minority in America.
So with all that crap going on, what's equal? What's equal?
What's equal? Okay.
I don't care if you're an alien, a woman, a man, a gay, a non-binary
operator. Let's say a tractor operator starts a job. You start off at, let's say $17 an hour. And then the next person who starts should be at $17 an hour, unless the economy changes. And now, if the economy changes and you got to go up with the cost of living increase, right? Well, why is the guy that was hired before them still going to be still stuck at the same pay, but the new guy gets the new guy and the other guy or girl, whatever, or the thing, him, her, it, they, them, whatever in the heck you want to call themselves or they want to call themselves. I don't give a crap. It still starts at the same. They started at 17. Cost of living went up to $17.50. The other guy was still at $17.50. Well, now he is now at 18 because the cost of living went up. Everybody goes up at the exact same increment.
I get what you're saying.
They need to stop raising. They need to stop raising the rates so high in the store that we're going to get more money because we got to pay out more money. No. I'm sorry. No, they're not. They're still paying the exact same thing. They're paying less to truck drivers to transport. They're paying less to factory workers that they're hiring on.
Well, look at these. What do they call those guys that stand around all day and inside the guy?
Managers.
Those guys.
Officers.
Not maintenance. Not maintenance. People that create something from nuts and bolts factory.
It's called engineers.
When you get hired on, you just stand around in front of a machinist. Stand around in front of some trainer. Some kind of machine all day long. Dude, they start them people out at like damn near minimum wage, dude. If you don't have no experience, you're making nothing. If you don't stick it out for like 3 to 5 years, my
brother has been at the same factory for like 6 years now, 7 years. And he still makes less in 2 weeks than I make in a week working at the same factory as a machine operator. And he was the lead man until they started laying people off, and then he got reduced back to the machine.
They lower his rate back down. See, I don't think they should be allowed to lower your rate back down either once you move up.
People do it all the time.
Well, see, Boeing...
The job title changed.
That don't matter. Boeing, where my brother had worked, was making $40-something an hour as an accountant. Well, they got rid of the accounting department and they shipped it off to India.
China, because they all know how to count better.
1, 2, 3. No, they shipped it off to India. Come quick, my 7-Eleven is being robbed. So. Because
a lot of other countries have better educational systems than what we have right now because we're too busy spending money on stupid instead of putting it where it belongs.
Because of that, he is stuck at that $40-something an hour at this point. However, he took a job that was available that paid less if you're starting up and you go to Boeing and get a job. In your area, it would be Spirit, which is part of Boeing, out on the side of Wichita over there. Let's say that job started at $21 an hour. It was in the company. He does not get reduced to that $21 an hour because he put in 5 years at Boeing already at this other job. But they have in place within the system, we're going to keep this guy because he knows the Boeing way, and he wants a job, and we're going to train him on this job, so now he's going to know more about the company and how to do things. So he took that job that pays less, but they don't reduce pay. So he goes in, and there's another rule. You don't talk about your pay with the other workers.
Yeah, that's actually
He
a common
make-
rule
he
in
makes-
pretty much everywhere.
He works with the guys that are making $26, $27 an hour. They've been there for the same time he has been there, but they've been at that job. They never chose to move up in the ranks to a job that pays higher, but he makes more than them.
He came in as a specialized in education, with apparently a little bit higher educated than them. When you have a higher education, it should pay better. I'm sorry, it should. But now you can't get college graduates a job after they leave school.
And now he's trying to go and jump over that pay grade because he wants to become an inspector. And they're allowing him to study for that within the company. If he gets inspector, he'll be making like $57 or $49 an hour or some bigger number. He'll jump between $5 to $10 an hour. Could you imagine that? You get to go ride a forklift, you jump up, and then they get rid of the inspectors, and they start bringing outside inspectors in, and you get to go back to the forklift for $60 an hour?
Yeah, that'd be all right with me.
Yeah, that'd be straight living right there.
Yeah, I mean, and see, that's the thing. I mean, even Mike Rowe had already said it at one point in a podcast that he was on, that, they've made a living out of telling people that blue-collar jobs is not a place to be. Well, blue-collar jobs is what keeps this world running. It's not college-educated people. I'm sorry. There is nothing that a blue-collar worker cannot do that an educated person can. And most of the time, we're better educated as blue-collar workers than the people who left college. What are they learning in college right now?
Life experience.
I got better life experience. Dude, I got better life experience in fucking real life than I ever did in a college room or a high school room or any of that shit. Because they're not going to teach you about life. They're going to teach you a bunch of fake bullshit.
No, they're going to teach you what they want you to think like.
Yes, they want to brainwash you in these college today instead of giving you actual hands-on experience. Why is college not actually learning a real craft? Why is it not learning a real trade? You're going to sit there and learn about a bunch of dead people. Okay, great. I'll learn your history so you're not deemed to repeat your history. But
that's high school.
You're not.
Yeah.
No, it's college as well. You can go in, but you don't need to be going in there to learn philosophy and unless you're going to be a philosopher. What the hell do you need philosophy for when you know damn well that you're probably going to end up flipping burgers for the rest of your life because you can't get a job actually where you tried to go?
Philosophy will strengthen the core of when you like how we're having debates and these other things. The education that they do learn for social studies or maybe math or computer sciences and some of these other things like physiology, chemistry, the learning and the knowledge thereof of those subjects, if you learn enough of one specific area, that you can utilize those tools to be in a politician type of thing or a Congress type of thing or a managerial position where you know how to handle people that have a mindset of how many,
Okay, so please explain to me how somebody like AOC, who doesn't have a clue of what the fuck he's talking about 90% of the time, can even potentially be a congressperson. She went to college. They didn't teach her anything, and if they did, she didn't retain it.
Open your legs, enjoy the ride, and smile and do it again.
I know shit.
That's college for some people.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. College was all about sexual experience more than it was about actually learning how to do something or be somebody when you grow up. Because there's a whole lot of college graduates that have no clue what they're doing or what they're talking about coming out.